In this week's episode, we're going to discuss a question, believe it or not, I get more often than you would think, and that is, when would safe money retirement not be a good fit for someone? Because there are times and there are cases and there are plenty of clients out there we're not the right fit for. So when would someone like me that's a retirement expert and a retirement planner not be a good fit for you? That's what we're going to cover today. Let's roll.
Welcome to the Safe Money Retirement Show with your host, certified financial fiduciary, Tim Wood. Tim is a retirement and income planning expert, best-selling author of Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success, member of the exclusive Ed Slott Master Elite IRA Advisor Group, and founder of SafeMoneyRetirement.com. Tim uses an education-first approach with clients nationwide to ensure they understand their choices in planning their own safe money retirement. Tim focuses on wealth management, retirement income, tax and long-term care planning, and asset protection and growth strategies. And now, from the Safe Money Retirement Studio in Johnson City, Tennessee, your host, Tim Wood.
I'll be the very first to tell you safe money retirement isn't for everyone. We're not. There are certain people that we work with, and we're going to discuss that. And we're going to discuss when would we not be a good fit? Because I'm going to be totally honest with you, we are not for everybody. We are for a specific niche and people that are looking for a specific thing and planning for their retirement. So we're going to discuss when would safe money retirement or someone like us not be a good fit, because I do get that question even from clients that want to refer me to their children or their grandchildren or friends or whatever. When would we not be a good fit? That's what we're going to discuss today. But first, do you already have your copy of Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success? If not, why not? We will send you a copy absolutely free with no charge and no obligation so you can make a plan that works specifically for your situation. In this book, you're going to learn what options there really are and what you can do to help yourself plan your own safe money retirement. Give us a call right now. We'll send you a copy absolutely free. It's 800-913-SAFE. That's 800-913-7233, or just log right onto our website at SafeMoneyRetirement.com and register for your book there. When we first sit down with a client, y'all have heard me say this over and over, the first appointment is what we call a fact finder. Now, in that fact finder, we are going over everything. But it's not just getting your information. Now, granted, we're not talking about rates. We're not talking about companies. We're not talking about any of that stuff in the fact finder. It's just about the client and the client situation. But it's also a two-way interview. So the client is obviously interviewing me and interviewing our company and making sure that we're trustworthy and we're going to do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it. But we are also interviewing that client to make sure that they're going to be a good fit for us, because there are circumstances where we're not right for everybody. I mean, we are not a one-size-fits-all type of retirement advisory firm. That's not at all what we are. We are looking for a very specific niche. We're looking for people that don't want to lose anything the next time the market crashes. Number one. We're looking for people that want to make sure they've got enough guaranteed income in retirement. Number two, we are not for someone that wants to be in the market with a 60-40 stock bond split. That's not what we do. That's what a traditional financial advisor does. And they're great. They're fantastic. Y'all have heard me say before, I've got financial advisors that I work with that I refer business to, and they refer business back to me, because their specialty isn't planning for retirement, and my specialty isn't being in the market and figuring out what stock to sell and buy, and should you have bonds and should you have all this other stuff. That's not my specialty. So are there situations that we are not right? Absolutely. That would be number one, is if someone is younger and they're not even thinking about retirement yet. Someone's in their 20s or 30s and they're not. Now, some are, believe it or not, there's some in their 20s and 30s that are already thinking about retirement. I've got clients in their 20s and 30s, so that's not what I'm saying. But a lot of people in their 20s and 30s aren't even thinking about retirement yet. They want to have the flexibility to do whatever they want with stocks and whatever they want with bonds and maybe gold and real estate and all this other stuff. That's great. Go get them. That's not what we do. So that is one of the very big categories of people that aren't going to be a good fit for safe money retirement. If you are looking to have all of your money invested in the market in one way or another, we're not a good fit for that. That's not what we do. We are not a traditional advisory firm. We are a specialized firm, and we only deal with retirement products. That's what we do. We deal with products. Now, do we have products with good gains? Absolutely. Do we have products with market-like gains with no losses possible? Absolutely. But can you make more in the market than you can in one of our plans if you're just looking from just a pure growth perspective? Absolutely, you can. But the flip side is you can also lose all of those gains plus more in the market when the market drops. You can't do that with our plans. So if you're someone that's younger and you're just looking for the absolute most growth you can get, you wouldn't be a good fit for us. There's also people in retirement that, believe it or not, don't want guarantees. They like the excitement of, man, I've got to make enough money so that I can, make sure that I've got enough for the rest of my life. Believe it or not, there are people like that. We're not a good fit for that. That's not what we do. We set people up with guarantees with top-rated life insurance companies that will guarantee them an income of a certain amount, that will guarantee them no losses if the market crashes, that could guarantee them legacy benefits to once you're gone, or long-term care benefits, or whatever it is. We work with guarantees through top-rated life insurance companies. So again, we're not for everyone. There are going to be plenty of people out there that aren't a good client for safe money retirement. And when we sit down and talk, that's one of the things we'll discuss. Like I said, it's a two-way interview, that very first appointment. You will tell us whether you think, you will determine and tell us whether you think we're right for you, and vice versa. Based on your situation, based on what your goals are for the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years moving forward, we will make a plan. And if we're not the right fit, I promise you, we'll tell you. I don't want to say all the time, but quite often I tell people, we're not going to be the right fit for you. For what you're looking to do, you need to go to XYZ advisor, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. And then come back and see me in 20 years or 10 years or 30 years or whatever, because when you're ready to start planning for retirement, that's our niche. So make sure when you're ready to actually make that plan for retirement that you're with someone that's what they specialize in. That's what they do. They're not just a traditional advisor. They specialize in retirement. That way they can make sure you have your own safe money retirement.
We all know that friend who's retired and still has to work. The one we've said we won't end up like, working till we die. But are you sure you're prepared? Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I want to introduce you to Tim Wood. He is the owner of Safe Money Retirement. He's a certified financial fiduciary, and he makes sure that his clients aren't going to be that guy. Tim can help you know you'll have enough guaranteed income to cover you and your spouse for as long as either of you live, and protect your money from the next market crash while it grows. Tim's helped hundreds of families know that they have a plan they can count on. You know I don't just trust anyone. Do your own homework with Tim Wood. Go to safemoneyretirement.com/Beck or call Tim. See how Tim can help protect what you've worked so hard for all those years. A safe retirement. Go to safemoneyretirement.com/Beck or call Tim and protect your money from the next market crash while it grows.
In this week's case file, we are actually going to discuss someone that came in, was working with us, and we wound up finding out they weren't a good fit for us. Now, this story is in my book. If you don't already have a copy of my book, You hear me talk about it all the time. Get your copy. This story is in there, but I just want to touch on it again. I'm going to change the names. We're just going to call him Steve. So Steve came in, and Steve had a really nice pension, but the pension, most pensions do, offered a lump sum benefit. So we went ahead and got all of the offers for his current pension. So what would it be if he did single life, if he did joint life with 100% survivorship, 50%, 25? We got all of the different options, and one of the options was lump sum. Well, once we have all of that information, we then can shop the independent marketplace and see, by that, using that lump sum number through an outside company, what can we get as far as payouts? And we found one that was significantly higher. So that's what we were going to do. We were going to move the money from his pension and move it to another top A-rated company that was going to pay him and his wife significantly more. I mean, it was a pretty dramatic difference in monthly income. Plus, it had a couple other benefits. When you move out of a pension, there's a couple other benefits not included in a pension. For example, number one, you're not in a pension, so you don't ever have to worry about the pension falling apart. But number two, one of the big benefits is a lot of these income plans, they have an income doubler in a long-term care situation, and that doesn't exist in a pension. So there was some other benefits, but really, he was just looking at what's going to pay me the most. So we found another plan that was going to pay him significantly more, and he called his current plan, his current pension, to go ahead and request that lump sum, because that's what we had decided we were going to do. Well, when he called them, guess what? They made him a counter offer that was significantly better than the other offer that we had found from an outside company. Now, this literally is the only time I've had this happen to me. This isn't a normal thing. But apparently that pension company wanted to keep his pension dollars in-house, and they wanted it bad enough that they were beating the other company. So what did I recommend him do? I recommended him stay right where he was, because again, there are some other benefits to moving out of a pension and moving into one of these guaranteed income annuities. All he was worried about was what's going to pay me the most. That was his number one and pretty much only concern. Well, they just made you a very attractive offer to stay right where you are. So I recommended he stay right where he is. You need to do what's best for you, and you need to make sure that you know you've got someone on your side that's going to tell you to do what's best for you, whether it's best for them or not. So that's what we wound up doing with him, and we've actually wound up doing some other things, not including income for growth for him, but that's neither here nor there. You just need to make sure you are with someone to help you plan your retirement that's going to be honest and make sure that you're doing the right thing for you. Now, how can this relate to you? What can you take from this story? The number one thing you need to take from this story, again, is that for you, you need to make sure that you're with someone that is going to be 100% above board and is going to do everything in your best interest. And if all you're looking for is income, and even if we find something over here that might have a couple of other ancillary benefits, but you're just looking for income, and a plan that you're in is going to pay you more, then you need to be with someone that's going to say, stay where you are. You need to make sure you're with someone that's going to be honest with you and make sure you're in the best plan, whatever that is for you. And of course, did that hurt me? Yes, of course, because that's one chunk of money that's not under my management. So of course that hurt. But it's what's best for him. So how can this relate to you? You need to make sure that you have got someone to help you plan your retirement that's going to do what's best for you, no matter whether it's best for them or not. And one way to look at that is if they are making a monthly commission on everything that you're doing, it's going to be a little bit of conflict of interest for them to tell you what might be best, because what might be best is for you to leave them and go do something else. Well, if they're making a commission on you every single month, that's kind of a conflict of interest for them to tell you that you need to go somewhere else. See, I don't charge any fees. There's no fees with anything that I do to anybody in the retirement sector. My company gets paid from the top-rated companies that we deal with. So you don't have to worry about any fees from us. We are going to tell you what's actually best for you in your specific situation. So if you've got a pension and you want to see what's best, give us a call. We'll do a quick search and we'll find what's going to be best. And then we'll see, we'll get you set up in whatever's best, whatever that is for you. If you're just looking for a growth plan, get with someone that can show you the best growth plans, not what's necessarily going to make the advisor the most money. Make sure you're with someone that's a certified financial fiduciary. Make sure you're with someone that's going to do what's in your best interest 100% of the time. Well, I'm about out of time, and I would like to thank you for listening to the Safe Money Retirement Show. If you're serious about your financial future, give me a call and together we'll get your retirement savings on the fast track to accumulate while reducing exposure to market loss. Thanks for listening, and until next time at the same time, I'm Tim Wood reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to the Safe Money Retirement Show with your host, Tim Wood. Find out how to contractually guarantee that your income in retirement is guaranteed lifetime income and not if-come. Avoid any future market losses, plan for the potential of long-term care, and make wise planning choices so you can have the retirement that you deserve. Call us now for your free copy of Tim's best-selling book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success. Our toll-free number is 800-913-SAFE. That's 800-913-7233. Or log on to our site at safemoneyretirement.com for more information or to request your free book. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you online at safemoneyretirement.com. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Obviously, by contacting us now, you are only taking the first step toward protecting your retirement. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified licensed insurance professional. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Interest and other guarantees in annuity contracts are subject to the claims-paying ability of the insurance carrier that issued the contract. The tax consequences of annuity income should be considered with the help of a licensed tax professional. Rates and returns mentioned on this program may vary based on state availability and are subject to change without notice.